Hey, friends, welcome back to Unbottled Potential, the podcast. It's me, Amanda, and I want to tell you about some behind the scenes changes that are happening in my life. Wanted to give you a peek behind the curtains of the book publishing process. As many of you know, if you've been around here very long, I am publishing my first book. It will be out in October 2023, which is in about 6 months. And this has been a very long process. I'll give you a little bit of a abbreviated version of why that is as we get into the episode. And maybe I'll do a full episode on what it's like to actually pursue writing a book and getting it published, whether you pursue traditional publication or self-publication. I might even have my book coach or my book agents on here to talk about the publishing industry a little bit, if that's something that you have interest in. But today, I just want to give you a little bit of a glimpse as to what that looks like for me as a first-time author and some changes that I realize need to happen as I step into this new phase of my life. So behind the scenes, let's dig into it. In early 2021, I was able to sign on with Folio Literary Agency, and they are one of the top literary agents in the country. I really wanted to work with a gentleman named Steve Troha. He actually represents Gabrielle Bernstein, so you know how much that means to me to have the same representation. She's just one of my most incredible mentors, someone who I idolize, and I really manifested that opportunity and was able to get two amazing agents, Steve and Jan, who are supporting me in the kind of professional side of pursuing a book deal. So they were able to take my book idea to several different publishers, and we had an offer from one of the top 5 publishers in the country, Penguin Random House. A division called Avery from there, which you don't really need to know, but I'm publishing with Penguin Random House, and it has been a process. So what happens when you get a book deal is you actually have to write the book, and I'll dig into that some other time of what it was actually like to write down some of your most cherished moments and thoughts and philosophies. It's a real trip. And that took me about a year. But what you don't know is from the time that you hand over a completed manuscript to the publisher, there's typically a year-long tail to actually get it edited, put into production, marketed, and put out into the world. So my year would actually be sometime in the middle of summer, which isn't a very lucrative time to publish a book in my specific space. And so one of the events that is really hip in the sobriety space is Sober October. So my book will be coming out the very first week of October, 2023. And I'll give you tons of details on how you can be a part of that, how you can purchase it, how you can pre-order. But all that to say is it has been a long process. So I just wanted you to know like why I've been talking about it for so long without something specific to show for it. And it's a whirlwind. And so right now I'm at the piece where we're 6 months out. This is where things start to get really juicy. This is where I start to collaborate with my public relations team, my marketing team, the publisher, and really start to get boots on the ground to get this message out into the world so that people are buying the book when it comes out. And by the way, I will put down in the show notes a link for you to join my book launch team, which is an area where I'll be sharing some more behind the scenes looks at the process. I'll offer some opportunities for you to maybe be early readers of the manuscript and just to get in on some behind the scenes things that I'll be doing, really fun little events I'll be doing as part of the launch process. So if you want to be a part of my book launch team, I would love to have you. Please just go down to the bottom of the show notes. There will be a link to an email form, and it's going to be so exciting. I'm so grateful for all of you who have been cheering for me in this community, and so excited for all of you to read this book when it is finally out in the world. So all that being said, I have started to really ramp up the idea that this is a reality, the reality that this is a reality, really. So a couple of weeks ago, I got a message from my main editor, and she said, Amanda, we have a cover design for you. Take a look and let us know what you think. And I was, y'all, so nervous to open this because up until now, every copy of the book I've seen has like this kind of like bojangled, super plain 1970s looking cover, plain green with just the title and my name. And it says like cover coming soon. And I'm like, I'm a first time author. Are they going to give me like the B team, graphic designers, they haven't asked me what I want it to look like or if I have any visions. I 100% know that I won't personally have a picture of me on the cover. That's a very rare thing in the publishing industry. So I've heard horror stories from other authors, especially in the quit lit industry, of seeing the first draft and it just being really horrendous. So I have braced myself, and I have a pretty good graphic design eye. I have a marketing background. And so I've always had graphic designers on my marketing team who I have a really close relationship with. So I'm like, no matter what it is, thank God I have a really long, great track record of giving amazing feedback and getting to the right thing. And I just brace myself to open this cover. I click it and it loads and it loads and it loads because my computer's getting a little old. And finally, it's up on the screen. And y'all, it's so good. They nailed it. It's beautiful. I was so happy with it. No notes, no changes. I immediately sent it off to my agents. I sent it off to my book coach. I sent it to 3 of my best friends. And the consensus was, oh my God, Amanda, why am I crying? And whoa, you're so lucky. They nailed it. This never happens. And so I just felt like I manifested the best case scenario, because they totally just brought it. And I can't wait to reveal the cover to you soon, hopefully within the next couple of weeks. And if you're on the book launch team, you'll be the first to know. So don't forget to tap that link down in the show notes. Anyway, so I get the book cover and I'm so, just so elated, because that makes it real. Once you see the words on the page and you see things coming together, but once you see a cover, it's like, whoa, second grade Amanda, the little girl who always knew she would write a book, felt it. She felt that reality come through, and that felt really, really cool. And so this last week, I get another message from my editor, and she says, "Hey, Amanda, it's time to start reaching out to folks about endorsements. I know you listed a couple of personal contacts that you have. Here's some other people that we have in mind." And they list off a few names, and some of them I'm like, oh, do we know them? Oh my God, I would pee my pants if that person endorsed my book. And so it's just a really exciting space where some of my heroes are becoming my peers and becoming my connections and supporters. And wow, I just, I pray and I hope that I get to hold on to this excitement, getting emotional back here behind the mic, because it's just so cool. I come from such humble roots, and it's such an honor, yes, to write a book, but also to write a book that is going to change people's lives. This has been such unexpected and yet important work that I've been called to do. And what a blessing that I get to write a book that is going to support you and millions of other women, and probably men, in reimagining their relationship with alcohol and reimagining the potential that they have to give to the world and how alcohol might be holding them back. Like, that is so fucking cool. And I'm just so grateful to have you on the ride. So there've been some cool little pieces of the puzzle. I'm working with a PR team who's going to help me schedule podcast interviews on other people's shows. And I'm really excited to see what that's going to look like. And who knows, this is just going to be a whole nother level of experience. And I'm just so grateful to share it and to have your support and to, wow, just everything. I'm so, so grateful. And with that, this reality has brought to the forefront of my life the fact that your girl Amanda loves to fly by the seat of her pants on a lot of things. I am actually someone, and I know many of you can relate, who does really well under pressure, and sometimes gets my best ideas and comes most alive at the last minute. And so while that's amazing, I also realize that I do need to make some big changes to my business and some of the ways in which I connect with you and support you, because push come to shove, I'm not going to have as much time to dedicate to the ways in which I've been showing up and serving and supporting in the last 2 or 3 years. And so I've been working with my coach. We've been putting together some really expansive formulas, and I'm going to share some more about that in part 2 of this podcast episode, which will drop on Thursday. And there's going to be some really cool opportunities to work with me in the next upcoming months and years. So I hope that you will stick around and consider, maybe this is your time. Maybe this is your time to connect with me. I know that it can be really, really brave. It can be a brave thing to do to reach out to someone who you've been following, someone who you admire. And that feels really weird to say, by the way, and someone who is going to help you change your life, because sometimes changing your life can be freaking scary. Because what if I fail? What if it's not as easy as I think? What if I don't get the transformation I'm looking for? Who am I going to be once I make this decision? And I also want to tell you that because you were here, because you have happened upon this podcast, because you have stumbled into my world, I know with my full heart that this transformation is not only available to you, but it is your destiny. That is a bold word to use, but I believe that it is your destiny to change your relationship with alcohol and to step into a life that is so miraculous and authentic and potentially expressed that you might not even be able to fathom how amazing that life looks right now, but I can fathom it. I can believe it for you. I can see the vision. And even though we haven't met, most likely, my job as a coach, my job as just me, my job as me on this planet is to hold that vision for you, to hold that vision so steadfast that you will have the courage to step into it. And there's going to be so many different ways for you to do that, that have different levels of impact, different levels of investment in your time and your energy. And I hope that you will do that for yourself. I hope that you will do that for your family. I hope that you will do that for your destiny in this world, for the thing that you are supposed to do. And if you are here with me, I hope that you will tune back in Thursday to hear part 2 of the things that are changing. And I also hope you will visit the link down in my bio and join my book launch team. I'd be glad to have you around. And I'm so excited to reveal more of what's coming up in the next coming weeks and the next 6 months. So stick around. I'm so glad you're here.